Hello and welcome to Surviving Mars! The Gods and Paradox provided me with a preview key to show you the game. Now I really don't know, I'm actually gonna struggle here. So this falls not within what we regularly do on the channel. Mostly is focused on grand RTS games, strategy games, that kind of stuff. And this is in a way a strategy game, but it more falls in a different category, which I've never touched upon. So I am really unsure if this works for you guys if you want to see this game. So I'm going to do a little bit of a 20-minute or about 25-minute video and then give you the options to vote on a straw poll if you want to see a continuation of the series I'm going to show you right now, or if you want a proper review where I just discuss the game as is. By the time this video goes live, it will release in like 2 days, so the review will be then about Sunday, I guess. Anyway. Yeah, so yeah, let's just explore the game a little bit. And so, what is the game about? It's about Mars and surviving it. I can't say much more. So basically you are a company and you are a team of people that want to go to Mars. So you have different settings here. So you got your mission sponsor, which changes a lot of stuff, like countries or private organizations. But more go down the higher the difficulty bonus becomes, the more difficult it is. I don't know what a Blue Sun Corporation is, but well. So basically, if you have the international, it's the easiest one. You get larger payroll, rockets, colonists that get Earth sick, food supply from pressure books increased by 10%, rockets synthesize fuels. This is really good start, and difficulty is like very easy. I'm gonna stick with that one because it's a good one to start off with. Commander profile. This basically gives you some extra bonus, like an inventor. Drones can actually optimize for work and construct fast until Solar 100, stuff like that. You got an oil garg here, which gives you fuel production increased by 25%. You got a hydro engineer, which is actually fairly interesting. So I'm actually gonna go with this one. We got a doctor, psychologist, politician, futurist, like you, Elon Musk, ecologist, astrologist, rocket scientist, or random. I think you could really make yourself have a very hard game, just randomize everything if you want to do that, and that would be fun. Like you would just assign to a random company, you have no choice in here, you're just gonna fix it up. Now you got your logo. I prefer Don't Panic, with nice friendly letters written on the back of it, and that's a reference to the Hitchhiker's Guide of the Galaxy. Then there is the mystery events. It's something that happens on Mars. I have never gotten that far, because I've only been able to play a little bit, but a couple of hours. So I don't know. There apparently is a mystery. I think I just gotta stick with International Mars Mission because this makes a lot of things just really easy. Even though it's not as fun, I guess. But it, yeah. Let's see. Gain funding. Start on rockets 2. Thing is, right, the amount of cash you get is 30 million. That is really, really good. Okay, you can actually be Paradox Interactive, which is really hard. Anyway, I'm just gonna stick with the International Mars Mission for now because it's easy to show off the game and sort of aspects of the game. If you want to get a more in-depth tutorial, you know what? No. There's an in-depth tutorial about the start of the game by Quill, and I'm gonna start as Europe because I like the sciencey idea. And I'll take the Hydro Engineer for another reason. So you start with, you can take, this is basically what you start with. So we got the Avril 1. We'll take one Explorer. Let's see, I do want to transport if possible. How heavy is this thing? 10,000. Ugh. Let's see, fuel refinery. Yeah, we need that to send a rocket back. Now, I don't need a moisture evaporator because we're starting with a hydro guy, so that saves us 5,000 in weight. I'm gonna go a little bit light on electronics, I think. And let's see, and this is not ideal, but allows me to get a transport, which is fairly useful. Yeah, we'll just have to send a second rocket here. So we have got a couple of, we can actually choose where we land and it just generates a randomized thing. Let's just find somewhere, which is, except, this is a really good start spot. Let's see, it's relatively flat. We have a lot of metals, but we've got good metals, we've got decent concrete, good water, but we have very low threats, which might be ideal because we have not the easiest start bit. which allows us a little bit more leniency during that. But you can make this as difficult as you want. So you can go like the most difficult starting position. Thank you for talking through me. Most difficult starting position that you difficult starting condition, and then add on the most difficult starting position, which will make for a very interesting and difficult game. So we're just gonna do that, and then we realize that the starting sector that we go in is like the most ideal. So let's land our rocket. But I kind of want to land it away from most of where my buildings are gonna be, because it's just gonna kick up a lot of dust. So this is in rangey enough for everything, and now we don't have discovered any rare resources yet, so that is new. But right, we've got a couple of milestones, we've got a couple of anomalies, and yeah. So let's get things rolling. First things first, we need power, but first the rocket needs to land. Right, so let's build a bit of power, and then we need some power cables. We still gotta wait for the drones to be unloaded, and then we need a power accumulator, because surprise, surprise, during the night you don't generate solar power. So there's that. We'll have to build, and we're gonna go through this quickly. Like I said, if you want an in-depth explanation of every single system in the game and how it works, there is a good tutorial made by Quill, which goes into in-depth and it quite nice speed about it. So yeah, so let's start building concrete. It's a basic construction material, and then I'm gonna build some more power cables to that thing. There we go. And tell our explorer to explore, and we'll tell our transport. This is why I want my transport, because this is the only metal we have at the start, which is only 47, which is not a lot. But our transport allows us to go outside of drone range and just start picking up shit, which is rather nice. Now we're gonna continue scanning new sectors for resources, anomalies, and that kind of stuff. But yeah, that's basically the start as we are. And I took a little bit of a difficult start, which is not a bad idea per se. I just wanted to challenge myself a little bit. Not that I'm good at this game at all. I barely gotten past the start phase. So, buildings and building. So, things, I'm just gonna go through this. So we're currently gonna gather up some metal so we can do some more basic construction, because these drones could also gather it, but it's not the fastest thing. Alright, so we can get some more funding, or we conduct unfight volatile experiments or polarizations. We get either a physics or an engineering research boost. Let's go for engineering by 10%, and actually select some research to do. So more cargo space is pretty useful. This allows us to make fuel factories, which is pretty useful. This is okay. I want the farms, which are really good. Low G turbines. I'm barely using turbines, so okay, so let's start with this thing, because that's the most obvious one you want to start with, because it adds literally 100 research extra per soul cycle, which is like a day-esque. Next one, we want this one. Then we're gonna do something like that, and our transport hop is faster, and then we're gonna get the farm later on, because that's useful for when we finally start doing them. But we will get two things that's gonna increase our speed of research. So yeah, let's get to an anomaly. Alright, so the drones will be unloading the rocket. Now we're fairly limited on our stuff here, so we are gonna need to get fuel production up soon. That's why I wanted to start with the water guys, because I can get a water extractor if I get enough power eventually. That will extract water, and water will be made into fuel. And if you're like, wait, you can make fuel from water? Yes, you can. If you push electricity through water directly, it will split itself into oxygen and hydrogen. And these rockets use hydrogen fuel, and oxygen is part of it. So I don't exactly know how hydrogen rockets work, but they do. Okay, so this basically discovers new technologies. So technologies are randomized, and by doing that you kind of have a lot bit more of a choice. And each time you research one, you discover the next one in the list. But by finding these anomalies, you can just kind of speed through a little bit. So this thing says like, I don't have any thing to push my power in, so we're gonna say like, hey, this power accumulator, I think this requires a little bit more priority. But before that, we need the concrete to be ready. So let's get this concrete thing done. All right, so we gathered up a lot of the iron here and just unload it on the iron depot. Unload. No, that's load. Unload onto the depot. There we go. So these drones can now use the iron. And they will be gathering a little bit as well. So they'll gather the final bits and bobs of that iron. And I can just start... let's see, there was some iron over here, right? So I'm just going to set up a quick transport route, load that resource, and unload that resource. Done. Right, that will do its thing. Alright, did I not bring enough? Yeah, I have enough materials for that. Come on, build it, come on. They're still in the gathering mode. So we got some new techs available for research, and we got another one here. So by scanning these sectors, we also get... Ooh, see, that's a meteor, and this is not just a graphical effect. These can hit your things, which can be fairly annoying. Now, I don't know if the shadows are going to become a problem here. I have no idea, actually, if that's going to be the case. So these things require maintenance. Maintenance is... over time, Martian dust and disaster contribute to radiation. So basically, this thing contributes dust. Dust gets on other stuff. Don't want that. So don't build it near things you don't want dust upon. That's basically the shortest way, the simplest way of saying, like, shit gets dirty, which requires maintenance to clean up. Because otherwise it won't work, because dust gets in everywhere, and that just ensures that things won't go as they should, basically. Alright, let's get you back to the power. Now, our power accumulator didn't get built yet, so we are not, saving up any power yet. So that's kind of a sad thing, but now their battery is ready. Yay. I think I'm gonna get another solar panel. Now, you can make wind turbines, but they require maintenance of machine parts, which is something we don't really have. And I want to wait for... we have a proper machine parts production. So I'm just gonna build batteries and solar panels, because you can get a polymer factory a little bit easier and earlier on, especially if you got a hydroponic start, because polymers are made partially from water, well, from fuel, which is made from water. So indirectly, that's how things work. So we're gonna wait for the day to become light, our solar panels kick in, and if we keep at a colony overview, we are having a surplus power of none, so my battery doesn't get charged. So we really want to get our large solar panels constructed so we can get actually some accumulation of power during daytime. So, let's get to work, you little dronesies. Now, what else did we bring? Just a fuel refinery. Okay, that makes sense. Another reason why I don't want a machine parts to spend, because we're actually going to need that fuel refinery. Alright, so, first things first though, life support, let's get a water extractor. Now I'm going to build this as far as possible, because you can actually get multiple water extractors harvesting from the same spot. This thing also, by the way, generates dust, so now you know. Power cable. Just get it like this. And then we need pipes to transport this shit out of it. So just gonna build this across one another, and then have a water tower to save the water, basically. And I'm gonna build it a slight bit away. Let's see, I want to build it... Why don't we build it somewhere over here? Because it just needs to be stored, and I don't want it to get dirty because of maintenance. Let's build 2 water towers. There we go. Oh, no, don't build this one. I prefer my stuff to be mildly symmetrical. There we go. So it says, hey, I need a place to put my water. This just requires metal. So now we have a leakage of 5, but we have gained some power during the night. So hopefully this is enough to work through the system. Right? That's basically it. Now for the next one we're gonna put up is I want a sensor tower to start increase the scanning speed of things. I'm gonna put that where are we gonna put that? Well, for now we just could plonk that like right here, because that allows me to just pull cables in a different direction if I want to. So we're now pumping water. It's that simple. The start of this game is really relaxed and just like, okay, you don't have to worry about a lot of things. Just get the first basic things right, and then you gotta go and do the rest of it. So here is a fuel refinery, another building that doesn't require any humans, which is rather great, I think. So I'm gonna build this like right behind these. Can I like center it? Yeah, this is a pretty nice point, I think. And just tell them like, hey, no, I don't like this point. Why don't we just plonk it like right next to it? Right, fuel, and then we'll just build a simple storage point for fuel. Like right next to it. And this thing will start working on fuel as long as it gets power. So just build a power cable. And we're golden. And that means we can send our rockets back and forth from Mars, which is pretty nice. Alright, sector scan. There's 92 metal in there. So let's start. Take a look. We got some underground metal and we got some regular metal. So let's see. Low resources. Can I just say here unload metals and unload, wait. Metals and unload them right there. So now it starts looking for metals in the surrounding area, and we have another explorer thing that our explorer can discover. We're also getting some technology discovery. So we are, as Europe, we gain more money by exploring things. Now there's another way to make cash, that is with transporting back rare resources, but to mine those you need civilians. So there is a bit of the caveat. Now we're draining a little bit too much during the day, and we don't charge probably not enough during the night. So I think I want just another solar panel just to be sure. Let's see. Can I just kind of interlock these pretty beautifully? Yeah, I can. That's pretty awesome.
Anomaly analyzed.
And we analyzed the anomaly, and now we know a little bit more. Now, sadly, buildings don't transfer power through each other, so they need a power cable in between. But hey, we are building a nice little solar farm here. So you can barely get through the day, so I'm just gonna don't do that one and just build these two. And now we're slowly making fuel. It's that simple. Next rocket back, we're probably gonna do a little bit more fuel so we can send our rockets. So I can get more resources from home by asking for a cargo rocket, but we only have available like 2 available rockets, but we can buy if we want a new one, which will cost me 3 million. So let's not do that because we have a fairly tight budget. We're already, you know.
There's more to the barren and
All right. So what do we have? Low G's. This is pretty good for reasons. We got a lot of... Alright, so, you can speed up research, by the way, by outsourcing if you want to. But I like low-G high-rises because they give you a lot of people to work in your first buildings, which is requires usually a lot of people. I think, however, currently I think our advanced Martian engines might be better because it's cheaper for us to send rockets back and forth. They just cost fuel, by the way. They don't cost anything to send, but it's just gonna speed things up with only 2 rockets. Right, so things are starting. Now, in the next rocket, I'm gonna send over at least some resources. So cargo rocket, I want, if I can, preferably another fuel refinery, which is expensive, I know. I want at least a couple more drones. And I need a drone rover, is it? Yeah. Like 4 more drones and some polymers, some machine parts and some electronics. That works. Let's get up to about 10 drones. Look at another, maybe a Stirling generator. They're expensive, but they're pretty good. Yeah, launch. Right, so we're got another rocket on our way. We spent like half of our resource, but we get some more stuff in there, and I actually have I can't remember what I'm sending here. Oh right, 10 of everything. So we're gonna have to take it easy. I cannot just buy a lot more electronics and machine parts. We're luckily that as long as we research shit, we get more cash, but you know, it's not an infinite, and we need to keep this thing running, which is, you know, maintenance. Dust, 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 dust. Rockets kick up dust. This thing kicks up dust. This thing kicks up dust because it just, you know, everything that dust things on the surface, it kicks up dust, basically. Shit.
Sector scan.
Did I manage to get both of these? Transferring power between vehicles. Can you get there? To the cables and just recharge yourself. Ah, there we go. So yeah, these things run on power, but I'm kind of used to that they recharge themselves in between trips. Load resource and just dump it off. Sector scanned yet? Hey, that's a nice one. This gives us extra research. Sensors reading. Yep. So that's pretty good.
Research complete.
Right. Let's see, we don't use moisture evaporators right now, so I'm not gonna bother too much with that. I want the high rise or the low gravity high rises and the soil adaptation, and then as well as the dome bioscaping. It's gonna make initial life a lot easier. Explorer AI gives us 100 more from Explorer, so total is about 600 now, which is pretty good. Which is actually pretty good, especially when we start getting some civilians. Right, we're generating a lot of crap because of, well, the fact that we're, you know, mining in the soil and that kind of stuff. So I'm gonna build a couple of these. They are dumping sites, and apparently the rocks, waste rock from here can be used later for other purposes again. So it's not completely useless. Let's see, what else is left here? There's some steel minerals here, there's still some metal here. Now we can speed this up by building a sensor tower, and I think I'm gonna build one. Oh, we already built one, never mind. Never mind. Alright, just gonna keep you busy. There we go. Alright, so we got a bit of a dust. I like that, I really like that. The things get dirty after a while. Like, see, dust apparently gets generated on these things. And the game looks beautiful. I have to confess, the game looks utterly beautiful.
Research.
We get $15 research. So fuel is now cheaper, so these things use less fuel. Or wait, did we finish that one, or are we still working on that one? Oh right, they just can carry more because we can cheaper on fuel. Oh, we're still shipping over a fuel refinery, which we don't need. Well, we don't have to pay the building materials on it, so. Still, the second refinery is useful. And these things only need 40 fuel, and soon we can already send it back. So by the time probably that research is done, we might be able to send him back. No, maybe, I don't know. How much do you produce a day? 12. Good boy. Jesus. Definitely did not expect that one. How much do we got a surplus of 13 during the day, and just have to check how much we're going tonight. Another rocket is here. Now this will kick up a lot of dust, so I'm gonna just land it quite a bit away, which is not ideal for the drones, but it will not, you know, cause extra maintenance. Vehicle with low power. Well, when you're done with this, you're gonna be back there as well. See, like that, just kicks up a lot of dust. But we have a drone rover here now, which carries its own little amount of drones, which is useful for remote construction. As you can see, the circle around it, this is where our drones can navigate. You can build these drone hubs that should take that over once there is, so if you can know rockets. So I will eventually build one somewhere around here. I don't know where yet, because I don't know where I'm going to place my other buildings. It's probably going to be around here where I'm going to place it. Somewhere... Oh, wait. Can I... Is that... Domes? Basic dome. I can barely reach both. But I'm already having the Logi engineering research pop up, so we might start with a bigger dome. That might not be a very bad idea. So the basic dome, but this gives me a medium dome, which is really expensive to build, 25 polymers, but it's a lot bigger, which is interesting, I think. Alright, so you need to recharge. Alright, at least gonna just gather these metals, so gonna wait for him to be done. Recharging, that's fine, okay, go. So my drones are busy now unloading all the resources on the rocket. They've done so. This thing can technically just leave now. Now the drones on here will be assigned automatically to once you leave. So this thing has 10 drones, which are basically doing nothing much. This thing's waiting for a refuel. How are we looking at that research? So when this day is over, we're gonna finish this one, and then we need 2 more days. I don't know how much it has. I mean, that means probably 2 more days. I think this is gonna get overfueled. What if I put you on low priority? That's mean the fuel should go to this one, right?
Sector scanned.
Oh, that's a lot of metals in that sector. Yep, nice. But we're not getting any. Oh, this might be even a better spot for a dome. Yeah, because there's 2 rare resources here and an underground metals. It's a little bit far away from our rockets, but that's where you can, you know, there are ways to get that there. One of them is a shuttle system, which we can't do yet because I don't have the resources for it, but it will pop up eventually. So yeah, if we want to build over there, we either need a rocket or we send one of these drone commanders over there. Even though we probably send a... No, I think that is possible. I think my rovers are capable of doing all the work necessary. It's probably easier to build over here for the first one, and then we'll just build the second one over there. Yeah, I think that's a better idea. Still, I think we're doing pretty good. This might be, even though I'm doing a little bit harder start than I normally do, one of my best starts. I'm not joking. Alright, so we have another fuel refinery we can add in. I think we should do that. Production, fuel refinery. It's being blocked by the depot, so we'll just dismantle the depot because we're not storing any fuel right now anyway. Plonk this thing in there, and let's see, power. Alright, right, we've got the Stirling generators. So these are different types of generators. Plonk them like right there. Just thinking of something more symmetrical, but then I need to break down the batteries and don't really want to. So Stirling generators, they just generate power day in, day out, which is pretty useful. You can open them up, but then they take more surface because they accumulate more dust. Storage, fuel depot. Just plonk it right there. Right. So if I can hold control, I can open all of them at the same time. That's just like goes for all of these. I just hold control, they increase or decrease priority for all, or whatever you're doing for all of these. So how we're looking on total resources, we have quite enough of a lot of things. So I really want to. Yeah, your refueling should not be happening right now. But they are. Let's just prioritize you. Stop putting fuel in this one. Do I get the fuel back out if it's too much? That would be an interesting thing to see. I'm gonna wait till this one's done and then yeah. You're still here? Why don't you get back? So this is nicely cleaned out now. I'm gonna get this one over as well. But I'm first gonna charge the rover. My other one is still over there, isn't he? Why don't you get back here and just charge up the cable system as well. I just like this. Is the thing's getting dirty after a while, and then drone, you can like request maintenance and the thing just gets cleaned up and it's perfectly clean again. Like everything just slowly deteriorates because of the Martian dust and everything, except for your rockets, which surprisingly stay clean, but you know, eh. So Sol just finished, and so this is something that actually happens during the day. Alright, well I'm kind of looking forward to it finishing. So we also are gonna need polymer factories at some point. Now we can't even get people now towards Mars unless I buy a rocket. So because I know no rockets present. So we genuinely need to send this guy back. That's why I had the two fuel depots working in unison.
Sector scanned. Select a sector to scan.
Ah, I need more sectors to scan. Why don't we just continue in this direction for now? Actually, this is slow, so just gonna keep that going. That is not really usable for me. Boost for 90, 105, 115, 97. There's nothing there that can really use. So we are gonna get. That's a fairly. I thought we had it said relatively flat, right, when we got here. I wouldn't call this relatively flat. There's a lot of, well, yeah, unbuildable terrain, really. Like uneven terrain. Annoying. I don't know if you can flat up terrain. I don't know if that's going to become a problem in this one, but well. Yeah, but this is our little outpost on base on Mars. Completely automated. No worries. The damn thing got fueled. Now I am still going to wait till I want to see what happens if I get the research done. If it says like, oh, I have an excess of fuel, so just move stuff out of it, which would be nice, so we can send it, you know, towards other places. This rocket lifting off, by the way, will kick up a lot of dust again, which is kind of a downside what we built, but this is, it's fine. I just don't like the blinky thing here. Okay, so we generated more than enough power. See, this thing just got recently clean. Look at that. Completely clean again. I like that don't panic is on every single one of them. Just like everywhere our people will go, they will be reminded that don't panic. This is where you want to be. You're on Mars. Okay, so a little bit more. Right. So our next rockets will probably send over a crap ton of polymers, as well as a polymer factory, because that will allow me, yeah, polymer machine factory. And a lot of people, our first dome is going to do polymers and machine parts, and then we'll later on do electronics. Got a fuel cool low battery. I'll just stand on the thing then. Alright, how long is this going to last? Just a little longer. The game pauses, by the way, when you reach the screen, otherwise we're just stuck in there. Alright, problematic colonists. See, I haven't looked at the colony phase is kind of, it's where the game changes. For now, it's really simplistic, easy, and quite straightforward. When colonists gets involved, things become a lot more complex. It's like what City Skylines does. The basics in the beginning are fairly simple, but once you get the entire structure and ecosystem and that kind of stuff set up, things will become more difficult. It's not a bad thing, not at all. It's just, it's so peaceful and quiet at the start, which I kind of miss once things go. So, are we going to get your fuel out of you? See, that's the question I want to know. Are we going to go in there to remove fuel? I would love if these guys would do that. They are moving fuel, but they're not taking it out of the rocket yet. It said it's a high priority. What are they gonna do? Are they gonna just start shifting fuel? I just want to know, man. Come on. Come on, little guys. You're not removing fuel, huh? Can I get, like, unfuel a rocket? Don't think I can. Nah, they're just fueling the rocket. Because we are producing a lot of fuel. Ah, damn it. Yep, it doesn't look like it. No, this thing is gonna get fueled soonish. You found something. Oh, a little bit of rubble. Nope. Okay, well, that's a waste of fuel. So by now, I think we should get the drone hub, because otherwise we literally have nothing that allows our to get our you know, drones to work in the area. I kind of want to keep everything in here as much as I can. So I'm going to go up a little bit. I think that works. So this is a little bit in the middle of nowhere, but it allows me at least to send the rockets off. So currently, we've still reached this, but these are technically not reachable. Only way to reach it because of our drone commander, which is currently right here, or a rover. I'm gonna rename this guy actually, if I remember correctly. No, can't. What? What? Oh, there we go. Drone commander, and then #101. It's gonna go 100,000 of those. Probably not, because I never built one on one. But right, this is a little asteroid that hit right there. All right, let's set. Let's launch this one as well. The thing has been built, so yeah. Take off, and the drones will automatically reassign themselves to a position where they can work in. Now I think they've got into the metal range, so yeah, they're gathering the metal. Look at them go, they're little cuties. Let's see, load resource and unload. There we go. So, oh shit, that's one of the mistakes I make quite often. So yeah, this is the start of surviving Mars. Do you want to see more, or do you just want to get a or do you want me to do a full review of the game? Review, of course, is going to take some time to play through the later stages of the game. So let me know what you want to see. With that, I want to thank you guys for watching. See you guys next time. Have a very good day. Bye bye.